guys, welcome to your free art tutorial. We're going to be working with a little bit of nature. I went on a trail walk and I found some bark on the ground, so I collected it. And also I was doing some nature art with my younger class, my littles, 3 to 6 year olds, and my little one, 6-year-old, painted this side and he decided he was done with it, so I have this side to work with, and he gave me his permission to pretty it up any way I want to art-wise. I'm just laying out a bunch of materials that I think I can use in here. The only thing I don't have here is a set of words, maybe to put on top of this when I'm done. Sometimes I print something out on the computer, other times I have little stickers, but I might have something in my box here if I don't have the actual paper words. But I just want you to gather things from around your house that are pleasing to your eye. I have some sea glass here, don't know if I'll use it, but it's pleasing to my eye. And I'm trying to choose a color palette that's really, really light and neutral, light and airy, and I tend to go for really colorful pieces, so that's hard for me. I have some pressed flowers here. These are done in the microwave, believe it or not. It's super easy. I just took 2 sheets of notebook paper, folded it in half, got my flowers out of my backyard, put it inside, folded it, got a big giant paper towel, folded it over that. You stick it in the microwave for 1 minute. I set on top of it a casserole dish to flatten it, and then I check them, and if there's still some water left in them, then I go another 30 seconds. And I think I did these a total of 2 minutes. So I have some buttercups here, some bluebonnets, a carnation from the last time I did this, and then I have some of the leaves of the bluebonnet. So maybe this will inspire me to do something on top of the bark with this. And then I have only 2 paints. I have this chalk paint, and it's kind of like an off-white color, and then this new paint that I have that I picked up at a discount store. It's a really light blue. I'm not sure if I'll use this or not, but I'm trying really hard to stick to a light and neutral color palette, which is hard. I have some thread in case I need to use some thread on something. I have here some molding paste, and you don't have to have this. This is just what I have. I have a whole bunch of art supplies. You can easily make your own kind of paste out of, experiment. You can use baby powder, you can use flour, you can use cornstarch, just mix it up and see how you like the consistency. Squirt some glue in there to give it some texture and grit and stickability. And I have some PVC white glue. This happens to be a matte medium. It's acrylic glue, so even Elmer's, that would work. Not sure if I'll use this or not, but I have some triple thick brilliant brush on gloss glaze. Maybe I'll give this a whirl at the end, I'm not sure. I use this on jewelry pendants a lot. Just brought it out just in case. I tend to do that. I'll lay out a bunch of supplies. I have toothpicks here in case I have something small that I need to put glue on. I can use this. I can help with the dried flowers and stuff like that. What else do I have? Scissors just in case for the thread. I have glitter, gold glitter. And then I also have some air dry clay. And I have about that much left in this whole thing. And I think I might want some texture on there, so I'll lay that down. Again, if you don't have clay, don't fret. You can go on and Google salt dough recipes. You can make salt dough if you want that and use that as a kind of a clay. You can try your cornstarch, your flour, your baby powder, whatever you have on hand, or not use it at all. I just want some texture on what I'm going to be doing. And then let's see what else I have. I have paintbrushes here. Inside the paintbrushes, this is my kids' paintbrushes for my kid art class. So I have, 1 sponge brush, variety of sizes of paintbrushes. I have a plastic knife, which is good. I can use for the molding paste. And see any other kind of tool in here. I think the rest are just paintbrushes. Oh, I see a pencil deep inside there. Anyways, I just brought this out to have. And then I have this cool thing right here. This is actually something that I found antiquing. I think they kept records in here. But inside of here, I don't know if you can see it or not, I have all my little pretties that I collect. Oh, and I'm seeing right now, I could probably use these as words. One of them says blessed, breathe. What does this one say? I think they're just all blessed or breathe on this one. Let's see, does that one say? Yeah, they're all blessed or breathe. They're just little charms. I have these little charms that are really pretty. Oh, here's some more little words. This says made with love. So maybe I'll use something like that. I have a whole bunch of little goodies in here that I've collected. This fell off of a notepad one time. I just kept it. I have some arrows in here, and I got some keys in here, various keys, some normal looking keys that somebody gave me, and probably some more fanciful keys that I like to collect. Oh, here they are. You can order stuff like this off of Amazon. Looks like skeleton keys. They're quite cute, but I'll probably use some of that stuff. So just get things out that inspire you, whatever you have around. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, it has some little stones, some amethyst stones. Those might be pretty on there. I'm trying to keep it natural looking, so I might not want to stick an arrow on there, but some stones would look really pretty. So I think I'm gonna work on this piece of bark first. I'll do this one later. And I will start with some texture. What can I get my hands messy with? I'm gonna look at this modeling paste. Open this up. So different brands call it different things. Golden calls it molding paste, but other brands call it modeling paste as well. So depending on what you find brand-wise. And I think I'm just gonna put it on there. And this dries actually translucent. So if you had any stencils or anything like that, you could scrape this in your stencil and maybe get a cool design. The bark has a lot of texture and I just want to keep with that. So I'm going to be adding some of this in here. Right now I don't have a plan. I just know that I want to keep it light in color. Oh look, I'm getting bark in here. I'll use this piece because it has bark. Light in color, and I kind of want it ethereal looking by the time we're all done with this. But I'm adding basically a canvas on here for me to work because this bark is a little bit brittle. When I go back and do artwork on here, it'll probably hold the bark together so it won't deteriorate further. You want to think about that. In nature, this would break down, naturally go away, but I kind of want to preserve it, so this is going to help preserve it, as well as any kind of glue or anything I put on it. So this part is about to fall off. You can see that right there. I'm going to just add kind of a thick area right here. And I still want to see some of the bark, so I don't think I'm going to get it all the way to the edges, but maybe I'll add a little bit more right here. Normally I would just let this dry, and actually when you work with this molding paste or modeling paste, you want to close it right away because it dries up pretty quickly to keep it nice and protected. And I normally would clean that right away, so I'm going to stick this in my water. I have some water right here. I'll just stick it in here. And I think I'm going to bust out some of the clay and let that dry on there. And I don't want to use a lot of clay. I just want some texture, because I know that if you use a thick piece of clay, well, you know, it's still kind of wet. If I put it on there, it's going to crack. So you can make little things, like say you wanted to do some little round pieces and you press something in here or something, or you just wanted to make something. You can make your piece and then set it to the side and let it dry and then glue it on. I just kind of want to use it for texture, so I'm just going to be placing it in this paste. No rhyme or reason. And I'm actually going to let the paste just go right over it. I just want it for texture right now. And I'll just let it dry like this. I'm just building up a base. And I work like this a lot, even on bigger canvases that I'm actually selling. I'll just go ahead and start like this, and I'll be inspired by the materials and what I have laying around, and I'll get ideas. And generally when I'm working on something big, you know, I don't finish it in one sitting. I won't even finish this in one sitting. Do the magic of fast forwarding and splicing the video together, you'll get to see it all in one piece. And if you need gloves, you can wear gloves. I just get it all over my fingers. I think I'll do a little bit more. These are really, really thin. And again, I'm just doing this for texture reasons. Building up a nice base. And I'll see how that dries on there. Sometimes I'll do something like this and go, oh, I really like that, and I'll just add more later. I'll do one more little piece. And a lot of this I just have to leave out and let it dry. Not disturb it, that's the hard part. Because you want to do it all together and fast. Well, at least I do. I'm not that patient. And I think while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and add some glitter. And I can build that glitter too. This is not very natural. I said I want that natural look, but I also think it would be really nice to sparkle. So I'll let that dry. I'm not too worried that this is the bottom base and I'm gonna be going over it because I can keep adding glitter as we go on. So right now I'm gonna let this dry, and through the magic of the camera, you'll see it dry lickety-split. But I have to wait for it now. So I plan on sipping on my tea and letting that dry. And that's probably gonna take, gosh, if not overnight, at least 3 to 4 hours to where I can come back and work on that. So let's check on our project and see if it dried. All right, let's see. I can still kind of move it with my finger so it's not totally set, but I can go ahead and glue things on top of here. Let's look at the clay. Some of it did crack. That's fine for this project. Just know that for another project, if you try to put on there wet, it might crack. This one cracked in half. You can see. I want to go ahead and set up my project here. I pulled out some pieces that I thought I might want. These clear sea glass pieces. They kind of have a little pattern on it. You can see that. And I chose the word blessed and a really, really tiny, tiny tip of a blue bonnet. Let's see if I can get it. Dried piece right here. These are actually blue bonnet pods, and when I flattened them and microwaved them, they opened up, which is kind of cool. And here's some of the greenery from the blue bonnet. So I'm going to arrange them artfully on this and see what I come up with. Let's see. That in there. This piece on there. What else do we have? A long piece. Right here. You can barely see that on camera probably, but it looks really, really pretty in person. I set that on there. I think that'll work. Let's see. Yes, that's going to work. We have this piece. Do I want it along here? I think so. I think those were all the pieces that I had gotten. Oh no, there's one more right down here. I'm gonna see. Maybe along the side. Since there are ridges and folds in the bark, I'm just trying to see where the glue is going to lay down. And I have this glue right here, which I purchased from Walmart. It's matte medium and it dries clear, so you can use it as a sealant and a glue. If you just have like an Elmer's type of glue, that's fine, but if you bond something like this, it might not dry clear, so just keep that in mind. But this piece isn't totally clear. It's got those ridges on it. So I think I'm going to glue it like that. Once it's all glued, I will show you. So I went ahead and took that matte medium glue and I squirted it all over the bark, and I'm going to dip my paintbrush in some water. I'm actually going to spread it out all over the bark because I actually want to seal the glitter and everything that's on here. So I'm just going to take care of this right now. It's okay if I have some ridges and it's not all flat. I'm sealing it and it's holding the bark together. And again, this will dry clear. And again, if you don't have the molding paste or you don't feel like messing around with your cornstarch or flour or baby powder or whatever, you can go ahead and just use white paint. White paint should work. Make it acrylic, not a washable. And then just water down your Elmer's glue, and you can work that way. You can even use a glue gun if you like. I tend to use this because it lasts longer. Over the years, glue gun pieces, or the glue from the glue gun, kind of wears off. You could re-glue it. And then I'll start attaching the pieces, starting with the floral bit. So you just want to work from the bottom up. And I can go ahead and seal this as well. Get right in there, and again, that will dry clear. And I will do that for everything, so that might pop up like it just did. And again, it will dry clear. Now we'll get all those pieces on there. This is what everything looks like while it's still wet. Hopefully we'll get a more opaque piece when it's dry. And I went ahead and moved the sea glass yet to another position. Invariably when I do stuff like this, I'll position something, take it off, and then when I work it back on, it doesn't quite fit how I need it to, so I just kind of work it a different way. It happens to me every time. I'm gonna go back in with my little toothpick and press the flour down a little bit more into this glue. If I notice while things are drying that something is sticking up, you can go ahead and, like if it's underneath glass, you can take glue on the toothpick and slide it underneath, or you can press it down like this. If you make an indentation mark, just get your finger damp in some water, and you can run it over the area where there is an indentation, and it should take it out. So we'll come back and look at it when everything's dry, and I may at the very end add more glitter, but I'm not sure. So we'll just have to see how it dries. I think it came out really, really pretty, just like I wanted. It's a rough piece, it's super simple, super pretty. I plan to use it as a centerpiece on my table and also on my coffee table. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.